Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily if you're new here. Today's video is going to be a weekly themed reading vlog. So I am going to be doing a themed reading vlog of me reading indie paranormal werewolf romances, I suppose. Two of them will be werewolf romances and one is going to be a demon paranormal romance, but they're all by indie authors. I am very excited to read more indie author based books, and I am going to be reading two by Australian indie authors, so I'm very excited about that. So the first read that I have here, I have actually already started. I am about 30 pages in at the moment, and that is Wolf Trials, the first book in the Shadowmate series by M. Young and R.A. Johns. So Mila Young is an Australian indie author. This is a werewolf-based paranormal romance novel, and it is a series, obviously. So I picked this book up when I was at Babe, which is a massive book convention in Sydney, and Mila was there, so I got to meet her. She was super lovely, and she she signed this copy of this edition, and also there is some of the cover art is like a part of it too, which I think is really pretty. And I also have it on my Kindle, so it is available on KU. So I started reading it on my Kindle last night because I haven't really felt like picking up a physical book, but I'm very excited to read this. So I will keep you all updated on how my first book goes. I'll just give you a bit of an overview of what Wolf Trials is about. So Wolf Trials is about a 17-year-old girl by the name of Winter, and she is a part of the Sun Pack. The Sun Pack, obviously they run a pack in the woods sort of thing, and she has been living with her father in the human lands for the last 4 years because she has a chronic illness. And so she decides, well, after her father dies, which he passes away, so that's in the beginning of the book, she decides to go back to see her mother, and she is the pack leader of the Sun Pack, so she is the alpha. So that's so far all I've gotten. She's already met like a sexy brooding werewolf guy, a part of the pack. There is a fated mate trope in this series, I'm pretty sure, because it says finding my fated mate just took a deadly twist. So we will see how it goes. On Amazon, it is marketed as a young adult, but I don't think it's a young adult, but we will see if it's a young adult because she's only 17 for a few more months before she turns 18. So I don't know if this one's going to be a YA and then the next book in the series will be a new adult, but we will see. So that is my update. I will check back in with you guys once I do a little bit more reading. Please do not mind how gross my hair looks right now, but I thought I would just give you all an update on how I am tracking with Wolf Trials by M. Young and R.A. Johns. So I'm about 50% in now. I'm on chapter 10 and I am really enjoying this, and I did not think that I would. I'm going to be honest. I was a little bit skeptical about this, but I'm having such a fun time with it and I'm loving the characters. We have 3 POVs in this story so far. We have Winter, our female main character, we have Hunter, and we have Ree, and they are the 2 male wolves, like the love interest, I suppose, because there's a Y to use. It is YA because there's been nothing has happened yet. But the cover to me just does not scream YA, it screams new adult fantasy paranormal romance. So yes, I was a little bit skeptical about that. I thought it might have been mismarketed, but it's definitely not so far anyways. I don't know what the rest of the story or series is like, but I am really enjoying the characters. I'm loving their banter between one another. I don't mind that it is a little bit cringy because I'm having such a good time. I'm really enjoying the premise of this story as well. So like basically currently at the 50% mark, we find out that there is a curse sort of thing. It is like the dead winter, and it is taking over Fable, which is the town that the werewolves live in. And there are 3 packs in this town of Fable. There is the Shadow Wolf Pack, there is the Moon Wolf Pack, and there is the Sun Wolf Pack. And Winter is a part of the Sun Wolf Pack, Hunter is a part of the Moon Wolf Pack, and Ree is a part of the Shadow Wolf Pack. And the Moon Pack is kind of disregarded by the Sun Wolves because the Sun Wolves like top tier wolf pack in Fable, as the alpha is a sun, as a member of the Sun Pack, and that is Winter's mother, but she is an asshole.
So I feel really bad for all the other werewolves that live in Fable because they have to deal with her and she's a fucking asshole. Anyways, that is basically the premise, and then the wolf trials come into play. So they have this like coronation night, and they all found out that they basically have to join this wolf trial. There is going to be 3 members from each pack that will be representing their pack, and the winner of the wolf trials will become the alpha, and if it is one of the males that win, they get to mate to Winter. So that is the deal about that. But now Winter is determined that she is going to win her part in the wolf trials and is going to become the next alpha. So that's basically what we've got so far. There is a lot of banter. Free is definitely super brooding, and Hunter is more of like a golden retriever vibe, but he's like super in love with Winter and has been since he was like 14, because they are currently 18, like 17, 18 years old. So those are vibes at the moment, and I'm really enjoying it. I did finish Wolf Trials by M. Young and Ari Johns. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm very surprised that I did. I don't know, I just didn't know if I would like it. I thought it would have been too cringy for me, but it was a little bit cringy in some aspects. Overall though, I really enjoyed the concept and the characters. So in one of my previous updates, I did say this was like a marketed as a YA, but I thought it might have been a new adult. But it definitely was YA. There was no spicy scenes in this first book anyway. I don't know what the second book is going to be like, if it's going to be spicy or not spicy, or if this is like a complete YA series. There was a lot of sexual tension, so, and there was like a lot of talk about wanting to claim her and wanting to want her, and my wolf wants to like know every single part of her body, just things like that. I was just like, is it going to turn into a new adult series? I will definitely be continuing on with this series because I actually downloaded book 2 on my Kindle. This is on KU. This whole series is on KU. I really did enjoy this book and I am thoroughly impressed. I have then started reading Twice Bitten by Belle Harper. I have this on my Kindle and I'm reading it on my Kindle because I just don't feel like reading a physical book, and her physical books are like really heavy and I just haven't been feeling it. I've just been chilling in bed in my Oodie. So I've been reading on my Kindle, so I downloaded it on KU, but I just grab the paperback. This is the paperback to this book. So it is like a obviously indie published. It's just very heavy because of the pages. So I was reading a little bit physically. I have my little reading light because it is life-changing. If you don't have reading light, I highly recommend you get one. But I am really enjoying this as well. So yes, I am 150 pages in now. It's about halfway almost. I'm probably 47% in. Yeah, so I'm 150 pages in at the moment, which is 47% in, and I will just give you a little bit of an overview of what this series is about. We follow a girl by the name of Lexi. Her name is Alexa, her real name, and she is like fostered to different foster families, and she gets caught in like this previous town that she was in. She was working in a strip club, and obviously she's only 17 years old, so they took her back to the social services and they shipped her off with another male. His name is Raf, and so they get shipped off to another town and they get shipped off to this family. And what they don't know, well, what Alexis doesn't know, is that they are a shifter werewolf foster family. So Raf is a shifter werewolf and she doesn't know that, but he is not going to tell her, and they haven't told her yet. So I only just really found out to when they told her about like the paranormal and that they actually exist in this town and that there is 3 packs in this town. Now they don't know is about Lexi is that she has this distinct scent, and all these males like werewolves are attracted to her by her scent. So they all think that they are her mate because she doesn't smell like a human, but she doesn't smell like a shifter. So they're very conflicted into what she actually is and if she is part of the paranormal world. So that's basically where I'm up to so far. There are multiple POVs in this story. We have Lexus, we have Raph, we have the foster fathers because it is a gay couple. So it's just very interesting what we're getting at the moment. But there are multiple males already who are obsessed with Lexi, but she has her eye on Raph, who she is now fostered with, and she has her eyes on her history teacher. I think he's a vampire as well, so I don't think she knows that yet, but we may find that out soon, that he is a vampire. So it's all just like coming together, but I'm really enjoying it. I really like our main character. She's like very strong, she stands up for herself, she doesn't take shit from nobody, so I'm really appreciating that. And she doesn't really hide her worry for others. She's very closed off. She has been closed off because she's been a runaway before, but she is slowly opening up to this family that she is fostered to. But she is nearly 18, so she only has like 2 months until she can leave this family, but I have a feeling that she's not going to, so we will find that out together. But overall, I am really, really enjoying this as well. I'm loving these reads and I'm so excited to continue on with them. So I'll check back in with you guys probably once I get 75% through. I just wanted to see what it was all about. We have gotten multiple POVs so far, so I'm just like enjoying the moment of all the different POVs. So I'll check it back in with you guys later.
Hi friends, so I'm currently on sprints with Sash and we've been doing this for like probably 2.5 hours now, and I have been like reading here and there of Twice Bitten by Belle Harper. So I am now on page 251, so I'm 77% in and starting to find out more about how Lexi is coming to terms with being a part of the pack, the Kipper pack. So she knows about all the werewolves now, and she knows about Galen being a vampire. So she's like in a relationship with Raph, but is also coming to terms like it's acceptable to be with more than one person, especially in a wolf pack. So I think we're now starting to figure out who she wants to choose, as this is a reverse harem, why choose romance. So I'm very curious to see what brother she picks out of the Lavelle brothers, because there is 4, I'm pretty sure 4 or 5 brothers, and she thinks all of them are hot. So yeah, it's very interesting. I'm really enjoying it so far though. I'm actually surprisingly really enjoying this. I didn't think I would, so that's a great thing because I have the whole series, so I'm gonna binge it. Hi friends, so this is the official outro of my reading vlog. I have not filmed in probably over a week now because I have been sick, so I do apologize for the delay in uploading this vlog, but I am here to finally talk about the 3 books that I finished in this vlog. I didn't really talk much else about Twice Bitten by Belle Harper from my last update, where I was basically saying that she was choosing who she was going to end up with. So I did finishing Twice Bitten by Belle Harper. I rated this one a 4 out of 5 stars. The ending kind of threw me a little bit. I did enjoy the ending because she basically was able to tell all of the guys her feelings towards one another. So she ended up choosing 4 people. So there was 3 wolves and then a vampire, which is very unheard of apparently in the packs. So she basically now has 4 boyfriends and I haven't really read anything like that before. I don't really read wide choose or reverse harem paranormal romances. I don't read any of those sort of tropes, so it was quite new for me, but I really enjoyed Lexi as a female main character. I really liked her energy and I really liked that she grew up really quick. So yeah, they basically moved to the state of Washington and she is now going to a high school called Port Willow High, and there is 3 different wolf packs in that high school, and like the whole high school is infested with wolves, but she doesn't really know that at the time. And then
once she does find out about the werewolves, Rafferty marks her as and claims her as his, so then all the other wolves like back off from her. It was just like very interesting. And then there was the Lavelle brothers and Gareth, who was a vampire, her history teacher, who she fell in love with as well, which is, yeah, very interesting dynamics. But overall, I really did enjoy this. Belle Harper, as I may have said previously in this video, is an Australian indie author, so I'm very glad that I finally picked this book up. I thought I should mention as well that this book was more YA. It is not new adult. There is no spice in the first book, but I do think in the next 2 books in this trilogy that there is spice. So just go into that knowing that the first book is kind of not too spicy. Like, there is some sexual tension obviously and a few hookup scenes, but there is no spice. So that is something to note as well. Well, I did finish Wolf Trials by M. Young and R.A. Johns. This is the first book in the Shadowmate series. I finished this first in this vlog. I gave it a 4 stars as well. I really did enjoy this. I love the premise of this book. We follow Winter. She is our female main character in this book, and there is multiple POVs as well throughout this one. We follow Winter, Rye and Hunter. So Rye and Hunter are the male interests for Winter, and they are all a part of different wolf packs. Going to be a lot of death, I think, in this series, but the person who wins the wolf trials, if it isn't Winter, gets to mate to her, and they obviously then become the alpha. But if Winter wins, then the trajectory of the whole plot of this wolf trials changes. So it's going to be very interesting to see who wins the trials, because the trials are only basically set up. They get sent to this like school-based academy sort of thing where they have to train for the trials, and is quite brutal, the conditions that they are living in. So we get to see that insight as well, but we also get to see the POVs from Hunter and Rye and why they are like the way they are, and what their wolves are like and the inner wolves are like towards expressing their emotions, because their inner wolves are very dominant, and obviously they can't really show that to anybody else. It's showing that they can't hold their emotion, they can't hold their wolf in, and that is like a sign of weakness, that they can't control their shifts. So they're not meant to shift at all unless that they have to shift. So yeah, it was a very interesting premise. There was a big cliffhanger at the end of the first book, so I will definitely be continuing on with this series. The first book as well had no spice in it as well. I don't know what the rest of the series will be like, if it's going to be a complete YA series, because some of the dialogue was not like YA. Like, it didn't feel like I was reading a YA series, but there was just no spice. So they are also like 17-18 years old, so that's probably why it's more for like not exactly a new adult series in a way. But overall, I really did enjoy this. Millie Young is also an Australian indie author, and I met her at Babe, and this is where I picked it up from. So I wouldn't really have known about Millie Young if I didn't go to Babe. So I really did enjoy this, and I will definitely be picking up more of her work. And then the final book that I read in this vlog, which I didn't really film much of, I don't think I filmed any clips of, so I do apologize. When I was reading this, I was actually very sick and I didn't really want to pick up the camera, so I am just going to talk about this because I am obsessed. This is A Lust for Blood by K.C. Smith. Now, this is a part of a Realm of Curses novel, so I think this is going to be a trilogy. There is actually a new cover that has just been released by K.C. Smith. She has just come out with a new cover for A Lust for Blood. It is absolutely beautiful, but I still absolutely love the colours of this book. Just the contrast of the blue and the sun, the blood moon is stunning. This book was a 5-star read for me. I ate this up. I ate this up in like 2 days. I loved it so much. I'm so glad that I actually got to read this. I read this on my Kindle though, so I'm just going to say that now. This is obviously also, K.C. Smith is an indie fantasy paranormal romance author. This book basically follows a woman by the name of Oriana, and she is cursed, and she has been cursed for centuries, and she is a goddess, but they see her as an absolute monster because on every full moon she transforms into this creature who has a lust for blood. And the setting of this book takes place in this small town, the Phantom Woods, where nobody is allowed to go in, but Oriana can trap herself in those woods on a full moon where she can't actually get to people to kill. But on a blood moon, which happens every 70 years, their barrier comes down and she can kill anyone. And there is a lot of timeline jumps. There is back and forth in timeline about her past and how she absolutely mutilated towns, and she would have to rebuild homes, and she would have to change her enchantments to make herself look different because she is immortal. So it's very, very interesting in that aspect. Meet our male main character Garen, who is a demon hunter. Well, he thinks he is a demon hunter, so he has been hunting and killing demons for the last 20 years of his life, and he was told by this old man of a tale, the demon that he was told about in his town. So he goes to investigate, and he ends up walking into the woods, and these are the woods that Oriana is able to compel and to, you know, retract people from entering. But he somehow got into the woods and her enchantments didn't work on him. So then she finds him almost dying because he was attacked by a demon before he found his way into the woods, and he then was taken to a healer where he healed for days, and then he started to investigate the town itself because there was a lot of secrets in the town. And this was just really good. Oriana and Garen's relationship right off the bat, they just formed this little spark. It was so cute, and I really liked their relationship and the way that they were able to express their feelings towards one another, because they both have had such a traumatic life. Garen lost his parents when he was really young from a demon. That's why he has purposely set on his life mission to kill and extinct demons from this world. But what he doesn't know is that gods and goddesses actually exist in this world, and they are the ones who created these monsters. Now, Garen doesn't know about Oriana's curse, and then things start to unravel, and we soon see them fighting to save Oriana, pretty much. This reminded me so much of The Witcher. It gave me The Witcher vibes. It gave me those, like, CGI scenes from the series. I just absolutely loved. I could envision what they would look like. It was just so much fun, and, you know, Garen gave me the Witcher vibes of Geralt and him just, you know, being an absolute badass. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the dynamic of having the same vibes of The Witcher with the demon hunters, and it was just such a good time. And then the side characters as well were very quite interesting. They weren't annoying or anything like that. I had a thoroughly really enjoyed my time reading this book. Recommend this. We have like witches and healers, and then this like secluded town. This town has such a sense of life, but it is so outdated. Like, from where Garen is from, the town that Oriana built basically is so outdated with time and with resources, and they aren't able to trade resources and get knowledge on new things that are being made because they are living in a land where nobody leaves, so because it's cursed. But yes, I highly recommend it. It was such a good time. It was quite gory as well. I would say this is like a gory fantasy romance, which is why I loved it so much. Like The Witcher, you got all those gory vibes, but it was just genuinely so freaking good, and I can't wait to read the second book in this series once it comes out. These are the 3 books that I read in this reading vlog. I had so much fun with these. I definitely will be picking up more indie authors because I had such a good time with these. I feel like they don't get enough hype. Indie authors, especially in the fantasy world, they need to be more spoken more of, because this work is amazing and I can't wait to read more. I have so many more indie books on my shelf that I will be reading, and I can't wait. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.